This is a video about how to make game cards. It's really easy. First thing is open a Google Doc and give it a name, Games for My Card, and then I'm going to draw a card, I'm going to repeat it, then make slight alterations so you can do the whole pack, and then we're going to make page 2 on this document the background, so that when we print it back to back we end up with a front and a back of the card on the same printer. It looks really neat and it's a very quick way of working. First thing you have to do is change some settings on the page. So if you go to page setup, we want the margin to be just 0.2, and in this case on my settings they're inches. It may well be that it's millimeters on yours, but a small border, just big enough to print but not so small that you're using up not so wide that you're using up too much of the page. So I've made the border a bit thinner, and also I also have to change the page size to A4. Start by insert drawing, and again in this case this is inches, so I'm going to do the outside first. So I'm going to choose a shape for my card. I'm going to go for this with slight corners, like curved corners, so I'm going to go about 2 inches, which is 50 millimeters by 1, 2, 3, so it's about 2 by 3. There we go. And you can do normal kind of stuff. Let's change the colour to a kind of a nice grey colour, and we'll keep the black line around the outside. Now, what do I want to have on my card? Now, it's entirely up to you, but you should look at the graphic layout methods, which we looked at when we were studying the book cover. I'll put a link at the top of the page here for you to go to it. So now we need to put in some elements. So I'm going to put some text in first, and my pack of cards is going to be Towers of the World, and this is going to be, one is going to be Pisa. Oops, Pisa. Tower of Pisa. So there's my text. It's the name of the tower. I'm going to put it there, and then I want to have a logo on my cards, because I want to make a set of cards which are all different towers. So I'm going to put a little square here which I can put on the logo, and then down here I want a photograph, so let's add a photograph. Navigate to a photograph. I've already found a picture of Pisa. There we go, upload it, and then shrink it and then put it on my card. I want it about there, and I want it to cover most of the card, I think. Good. I think I need to crop the picture because I've got some other things here. So now I can make it bigger. So spend a bit of time getting the layout of your card looking really good, and make it so that no matter what, in my case, what tower I choose, I'll be able to fit it on. It'll be a nice big picture. In fact, I'm going to go up behind here. I'm going to go like that. Order that, send it backwards, yep, and send it backwards again. There we go. There's a piece of there, and this is a bit in the way, so I'm going to put that there. So there's my card design. The other thing I want to do is to put a little logo. I want kind of a generic tower logo thing to show that it's like a family of towers. So I'm going to use a thing called Logo Maker, right? Which is this, and that's what I did earlier. So this is, I want to look up towers, and on this little program you can do your own logos, but it's quite useful for getting little pictures of towers. So let's find a generic tower. What should we have? Let's go for change it to tower. Maybe I'll get something different. Oh, that's better. Right, this is a generic tower symbol. There we go. And when if you're using this for logos or anything, it's free, but you just have to go to Save Logo, click it once, and just download the low resolution file. Don't have to pay for it. There it is down there. So I'm going to go back to my card and grab the logo and drag it on there. Make it the right size. Make that bigger, I think. There we go. Right. So that's my logo, and I've got my name there. It doesn't really show up very well, so maybe I need to just copy, make a copy of that and have another little box on this side to put the name. Oh, that's not working, so I'm going to go down, I think. Change the order of these. Bring forward. Bring to the front. There we go. Right, you get the idea. Possibilities are endless. That's terrible, but it's good enough for what I need to show you. There we go. There's my card, and we'll save it. Now, to do the other cards, the best thing to do is to make a copy of this and paste it. And then double click on that and change the picture, change the name, and then save it. So you can keep on doing that. And so you've got a whole page of them. All the same, but you do them all different. And now you carry on going like this. I won't do the whole page, but you need to move on to the second page, because on the second page we just want a load of background. So I'm onto the second page, and here's another suggestion for you. Try using the pattern library. And in the pattern library, there's a whole lot of ready-made patterns that you can choose from. And what do I like the look of that? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Download that. It means that no matter which part of this the card will take, it'll all look the same. So now we get that. Can I drag that into there? Yes. Okay, I think I might just copy that. Paste, paste, paste. Could do that. There's a gap between them there. So I'm not going to do that. Let's make that bigger. There we go. That's my card back. I'm going to stretch it. Not sure whether I'd actually do this, but there you go. You get the idea. So that's my background, and that's the front. So this will print on one side of the paper, that will print on the other, and every card will just be able to cut out. It'll have a front and a back. And that's it. Now we'll go on to cutting it out and laminating it. This is where your what your printout will look like. You'll have your cards on one side and your background on the other side. Notice the size of the border. So all you've got to do is cut them out. So I've started cutting these out. You need the laminator, which you can put on 125 to get it to warm up. And you need a laminating sheet. two-sided, and you put all the cards in individually. Leave about a 1 centimetre gap between each one. So you need to get that cut nice and evenly. And then the next one with a decent gap in between the two. Across there. Then with the sealed side first, obviously you fill up the whole thing with cards, and those bits, and then you feed it in on the side through the laminator. When it comes out the other side, just make sure it goes flat, otherwise as the plastic cools down, it can get a bit wrinkled. There they are, coming out the other side. Okay, that's my laminated cards, and then you cut them out. So this time, leave about 1/2 centimetre all the way around the outside. So when you're calculating the size of your cards, you have to allow for that bit around the outside. So it looks like that. Has to be sealed when